Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for tonight's non-playoff game, but very meaningful for both teams. They used to meet on a very regular basis. They haven't met this year in the Northeastern Conference. Lincoln Classical taking on Peabody. Classical 7-2, Peabody 5-4, but that's a little bit deceiving. Peabody has won 4 in a row. And as we're starting, I want to offer my thank yous to all the veterans. It's Veteran Day. Very thankful. We all should be very thankful for all those men and women who bravely sacrificed their lives so that we could have what we have. And also those brave men and women who are still serving and have served. We are blessed to have them. The kick goes out of bounds. But we'll see what we do now. And I think they're going to have Peabody kick again. Classical had a couple of hiccups. They lost during the regular season to Somerville, and they, after beating Danvers in the regular season, they lost a tough game to Danvers in the first round of the tournament. Peabody did not make the tournament. They were 1-4 their first 5 games, but as we said, they've won 4 in a row to go 5-4. And a win today with Peabody would guarantee them a winning season, something that a lot of people didn't think they would have way back when they were 1-4. Classical coming off a big win against Arlington on the road, home for the first time. At the 19-yard line, Tucker gets it across the 30 to about the 32. That's where Classical put it in play. They defeated Arlington, I mentioned, on the road, so they're home for the first time in a long time. And they're gearing up for Thanksgiving, where they'll be taking on arch rival English, who has a big game for the division championship tomorrow. 4 wideouts to the near side for Classical. They give it to Best. He gets wrapped up in the backfield and knocked down for a loss.
Down the basketball carrier. Loss of 5 on the play, second down and 15.
They lose back to the 27. So they lost 5 on the play. Motion coming to the near side. They give it to the motion man, trying to turn the corner. Nice run. Good job by Darrell Rucker. And he gets a first down.
Eric DeMeo with the tackle. Gain of 17 on the play, the first down.
16 yards and a first down.
43-yard line.
And the ball will be at the 43-yard line. Best trying to turn the corner. Gets maybe a yard.
Got the Best on the carry. Eric DeMeo with the tackle, gain of 2 on the plate. Second down and 8, ball from the 45.
We'll give him the 45 and give him 2, just barely. Best is going to get hit in the backfield. There was a mix-up in the handoff. There was a little delay and a bump in the backfield with the quarterback and the running back.
By number 82.
They lost 5.
Loss of 1 on the play.
So it's going to be 3rd
They will bring up a
and 13.
3rd and 13, ball from Lincoln Classical 40.
3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ridley rolling, looking to throw. Lets it fly just a little bit too far ahead of Butler.
Pass intended for number 4, Deshaun Butler is incomplete.
So Classical's going to have to kick it away.
They will bring up a 4th and 13.
So they wind up with 8 yards in their first possession. That's considering that Rucker ran for 16. They had those 2 big losses. And they'll kick it away. Takes a little bit of a classical bounce. And it's going to die at about the 34-yard line. We've gone this far without mentioning bright blue skies. The sun is out, and it's like 0 degrees. It is bitterly, bitterly cold. And made bitterly cold by the strong winds that are blowing. And that's going to be a major factor in this game. Peabody comes out in the I formation with a wing to the far side. The wing goes in motion. Rolling, looking to throw. They lob it deep, just over the outstretched hands of Master Mateo. They had him down deep.
Espinal's pass intended for number 8. Sam Master Mateo is incomplete.
Janelle Espinal is the quarterback. Coach Betancourt in charge of Peabody. He does the baseball as well. Brian Vaughan, an exceptional year for the first year coach at Classical. Peabody sends 2 wideouts to the near side now out of that I formation. DeMeo was their big running back. He's rushed for almost 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. They run across the 35 to about the 38. Now they give him even more forward progress, out to the 41. So 41 runs to the 41. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Paulino, again, the deep man in the eye. The wideouts go to the far side this time. They run straight ahead. They get close to the first down. I don't think he made it.
Andrew Paulino, the ball carrier.
3 yards shy.
And about 3 on the plate. Play will bring up a 4th and 1.
So it'll be 4th and a yard.
Ball from Peabody's own 44-yard line.
Peabody's going to go 4th and a yard. And they get the first down and a lot more. Out to the 49-yard line.
DeMeo, the ball carrier.
Eric DeMeo, the guy we talked about. He picked up 6.
Murray,
Peabody gets their first down.
Rick Keel in on the tackle.
And the sun is starting to set. It's still a pain in the neck for people sitting on the press box side in the stands. You look to your left and the sun is right in your eyes. But the sun is gone from down on the field. They send the 2 wideouts to the far side. DeMeo, off his right side, gets into Classical territory. Gets it to the 48. He picked up 3.
Alberto Guerrero with the tackle.
2nd and 7 for the Tanners.
3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. Ball from the Link Classical, 48.
Now they keep everybody in tight. The wing is in tight to the far side in that I motion. They give it to the wingman. He gets inside the 45.
Noah Friedman, the ball carrier.
Noah Friedman with the carry. They give him 3 to the 45. It'll be 3rd down and 4. And I'm guessing they'd be in 4-down territory here if they went for it. From their 43, they would certainly go for it from the Classical 45. Double wideouts to the near side. Yet Pierce just wrapped up DeMeo in the backfield.
Eric DeMeo, the ball carrier.
Pierce made great penetration, pushed him back to the 47-yard line. He lost 2. So it's 4th and 6. And now I think Peabody's going to kick it away.
Off the link last for 47.
So both teams pick up one first down, and then both teams punt it away as we just passed the halfway mark of this first period. High kick. They let it bounce. It takes a good Peabody bounce, a very good Peabody bounce. It's going to roll and roll down to the 1 yard line. A 46-yard punt with no return.
Ball is down by Peabody. First and 10 link Glasgow ball.
That's that wind blowing very strong, getting behind it, pushing it. And Glasgow's going to have their backs to the wall at the 1 yard line. So they got to hold on to the football here. Ridley is a few yards deep in the end zone looking for the snap. Best is even further behind him. They try to squeeze it out, and they just did get out of the end zone. Back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Is on the carry.
2nd and 10 from the 1, and a punt from here. They'll be punting into the wind. Double wideouts to either side. I'm not sure what the flag is going to do. They can't go any further back.
Ball starting against Link Glasgow.
They can't go any further back than they already are. The ball's almost touching the goal line. So I don't think they care about that penalty. Ridley looking to throw. Long and deep. It's caught. How did he catch that ball? What a tremendous, that's an ESPN highlight out to the 40-yard line. 39 yards on the play. How did Butler make that catch?
First down, 1st and 10 Glasgow, ball from their own 39.
Perfect coverage by Peabody. He just took it away. Best gets a hole and runs through it. Lost the football. Peabody comes away with the football.
Ball is fumbled and recovered by Peabody. 1st and 10.
They didn't say he was down.
Ball from their own 46-yard line.
They put the ball down at the 45. Best finally gets some running room. And he got hit, bobbled the ball. He wasn't down. And Peabody winds up with the football. 2 wideouts to the near side in the eye. They run it to Peabody's left side. Squeeze out a couple of yards. Polino with the carry.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier.
They give him 4 to the 49. 2nd and 6.
52.
So Glasgow looked like they might have something going with that long pass. Great catch by Butler. Looked like a big run by Best, and it winds up a turnover. The wing comes to the near side. They try to run it off that right side, and they get drilled and knocked back. Cameron Green was one of them. Nick Medeiros was the other one. I'm going to call it no gain. He gained about a foot. 3rd down and a long 5, a short 6. Ball just shy of midfield as we're coming up on 2.5 left in this first period. Again, the wing comes to the near side. Rolling. Overthrow wide open out in the flat was Jake Souza, and he overthrew him.
Pass intended for number 38, Jake Souza.
And that's going to happen with the wind.
They will bring up a 4th and 5 off the midfield stripe.
Peabody will have to kick it away. They let it bounce. This time it takes a little bit of a classical bounce. They won't be down at their 1 yard line.
Peabody. Lane Classical takes over 1st and 10. Ball from their own 27 yard line.
At the 27 yard line is where Classical will put it in play. So Classical will have it for the 3rd time in the first period. Just 2 ticks over 2 minutes left. Best trying to run straight ahead is going to lose yardage.
Malcolm Best, the ball carrier.
He lost a yard.
Eric DeMeo. In on the tackle.
He double a wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Ridley looking to throw. They fake, they go deep, wide open, making the catch down the sideline. Tyrese Joseph, Ridley pumped like he was going to cut it off. Then he went and beat the defender. And they're in Peabody territory for the first time.
On the play in a first down. 1st and 10 Lane Classical. Ball from Peabody, 41 yard line.
33 yards and a first down. Ridley with the keep. Might have got a yard.
Ridley on the keep. Tackle by 77, Michael Walk.
2nd down and 9.
So about 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9, ball from the Peabody 40 yard line.
3 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. Best in the backfield with Ridley. Looking to throw. Has plenty of time. Lets it fly long and deep. Joseph is there. Just knocked away. Carlos Hernandez. Looked like he was going to make the catch. Hernandez just got his hand in and knocked it away. Outstanding defensive play by Hernandez.
Broken up by number 24, Carlos Hernandez. Play will bring up a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 9 from the 40 yard line. Long and deep again. Incomplete. Butler looked like he had it. When he rolled over, it was incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down.
Ridley's pass intended for the Sean Butler. Incomplete, broken up.
They're going to go on 4th down. Ridley in trouble. Going to get sacked and taken down. Peabody got to him that time.
Ridley is sacked by number 44, Eric DeMeo. Turnover on downs. Peabody takes over 1st and 10.
The ball at the 43.
Off their own 43 yard
They lost 2. Under a minute as they send 2 wideouts to the far side. They stay in that I formation. They run it off the Peabody right side for a couple. And that's Polino.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier. 52.
2nd and 8, and assuming this is another running play, this will be the last play of the first period.
Down and 8, ball from the Peabody 45.
If they get it off. They didn't get it off. So we're right back where we started. Dead even. Haskell has moved the ball
At the end of the first
with a
quarter,
couple of big pass plays. Peabody trying to do it on the ground on a bitterly cold day here at Manning Field. It's still 0-0. And Peabody's going to have it 2nd and 8 from their own 45-yard line. Costco put up 92 yards of offense, 72 of them on the 2 pass plays. 1 to Butler and 1 to Tyrese Joseph. Peabody is just, their longest run was the first running play of 7 yards. They wound up with 25 yards rushing, 1 first down. And we'll begin the second period, 2nd and 8 for the Tanners at their own 45-yard line. Glasgow came close a couple of times on the deep passes to Joseph and Butler that were just broken up. They break, they go double wing now. Over the middle again, they overthrow, and there's going to be a flag on the play. They're going to call interference against Classical. Ramon Franco was the intended receiver, threw it way over his head, but they're going to call it Classical.
Pass intended for number 82, Ramon Franco. There is a flag on the play.
So they're going to call him either for interference or holding.
Penalty against Lynn Classical for holding.
They call it holding, and they'll move it to the Peabody 45-yard line for a first down, the Classical 45-yard line.
And we result in a first down, 1st and 10 Peabody.
That'll be their second first down. I'm looking. The Classical cheerleaders are not cold weather fans. The Peabody cheerleaders are over there cheering. 1st and 10. Everybody in tight. Rolling, looking. They dump it off, caught and dropped. Yeah, we're not going to make too much yardage throwing it to Jake Souza.
Intended for number 38, Jake Souza is incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Just underway here in the second period. This non-playoff game, but you can't tell that to the 2 teams down the field. They're playing like it's Super Bowl. And each of these games have been their Super Bowls. Peabody's looking for 5 in a row. Classical's looking for 2 in a row. After being bounced from the playoffs by Danvers in a tough game. They go power I in the backfield now. Running to the left side. And they're going to hit him and knock him down. Great coverage by Classical. Elijah White could not get around the corner. They strung it out, and they push him back to the 49.
Chase Bono.
They lost 4 yards.
Robert Royce in on the tackle. Loss of almost 4 on the play.
So 3rd and 14.
They will bring up a 3rd
As Espinal brings the play back to the huddle.
Classical 49.
Robert Royce broke in and forced that play to go a lot wider than they wanted it to go. High formation with the wing to the near side. Flag on the play. They go deep. Knocked away. And I don't know who number 20 is for Classical, but we'll try to find out. Now, it could be. Flag was against Classical. I thought it was going to be against Peabody because they. So they're going to push to the 45. They push it to the 44.
Play
Oh, it's going to be third down and 9.
Off the Link Glasgow, 44.
Again, I formation with the wing to the near side. Everybody in tight. Rolling, looking to throw. It's his, he throws it. Caught. They hit him as he caught it, but he caught it. Noah Friedman with the catch.
Pass complete to number 33, Noah Friedman.
Deepest penetration for Peabody. Down to the classical 23-yard line, 21 yards.
20, and a Peabody first down, 1st and 10 Peabody. Ball
They
to
threw
Link
it up.
Glasgow, 24.
Classical just a half a step late. They took a swing at it. Friedman was able to hold on. And Peabody just shy of the red zone. They give it to DeMeo off the left side. Gets a head of steam up. Needs one block. He gets inside the 10. And it's going to be 1st and goal for Peabody.
Eric DeMeo, the ball carrier.
He put it at the 8. He picked up 15. So that big
Play results in the first
offside
down,
penalty
1st
against
and goal,
Glasgow
Peabody.
cost them.
Off the 8-yard line.
Instead of being 4th and long, it was 1st and 10. They run right into the midst of that Glasgow defense. No gain on the play. They might have given him a yard.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier. Murray Sakir with the tackle.
2nd and goal from the 7.
2 on the play, 2nd and goal, off the 7-yard line.
Again, I formation, the wing to the near side. The pitch, trying to go wide, hit, and knocked down after a short gain. That's Polino again. Classical getting to the ball quickly. They give him 2 to the 5.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier.
3rd and goal from the 5. Peabody trying to get on the board first.
Gain of 2 on the play. They will bring up a 3rd and goal off the 5-yard line.
Double wideouts to the near side in that I formation. Pascal almost jumped. Long count. They give it to DeMeo, banging forward. Pascal thought they had the football. They're not going to get it. Now they do get it.
Eric DeMeo on the carry. Peabody fumble,
Robert
recovered by the
Sorois.
44. Robert Sorois. Link Glasgow takes over 1st and 10. Ball just over the 1-yard line.
At the 2-yard line. Well, Glasgow once again pinned deep, but they'll take it, considering what Peabody would have had 4th and goal. Ridley again, deep in the end zone. The quick out to Butler. Skips out of bounds after a very short gain.
Ridley's pass complete to Deshaun Butler. And about 2 on the play.
They get out to the 4 for a pickup of 2.
They will bring up a 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8. They're going to lose yards. Peabody's looking for a safety, but I don't think. And they get it. So they get the safety.
Tackle in the end zone for a Peabody safety.
They couldn't get out of the end zone. Well, last time they threw a deep pass and got out of trouble. This time they try to run it out and they get stuck in the end zone. And in the bottom of the second inning, Peabody's leading 2-0. And Glasgow will have to kick it off. They try to get Best straight ahead, and there was no room at all. So Peabody breaks the tie. One tick under 7 minutes left in this first half. Ishmael Johnson will kick it off. Peabody will get good field position without a run back. They get it by. It finally skips out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 25, and I think they, I don't know if they, do they kick it again, or do they mark off 5 from the 25? They're going to kick it again. I haven't seen that before.
Glasgow kick goes out of bounds, free kick.
Now I don't know what's happening. They're putting the ball at midfield.
First and 10 Peabody, ball from the midfield stripe.
I don't understand this rule. I don't know what the rule is. It went out of bounds at the 25. It's a 25-yard penalty. So Peabody reaps the harvest there. I thought they were going to have him kick again. I don't know how they arrive at midfield. Turning the corner, getting down the sideline, getting bumped out of bounds is the new quarterback, Colby Therian. Only a sophomore.
Colby carrying the ball carrier. Pushed out of bounds by Ishmael Johnson.
To the 36, he picked up 14 yards. First and 10 from there.
And a 14 on the play and a Peabody first down. First and 10 Peabody. Ball on the link, Glasgow, 36.
So the Glasgow defense called upon as they go double wing. The late handoff, Paulino's going to get buried in the backfield. Little delay.
The ball carrier. Tackled by 52.
They lost 2 to the 38.
Kevin Panagera.
Except for the one play by DeMeo, picked up 15 yards that he fumbled. And the quarterback Therian running for 14. The play before this, Peabody has not been able to run the ball. Double wideouts to the near side in the I formation. Paulino straight ahead. Gets hit, backed up, and pushed back, and let's see how much forward progress they give him.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier.
They give him to the 35. So he lost 2. They gained 3. It's going to be 3rd and 9. As we're just about at the halfway mark of the second period. I think both teams are going to be happy to get into the locker room at halftime. It's a bitterly cold night, and it's getting colder with the sun down. And it's a nice little crowd here, considering the weather. Peabody brought a few people as well. The double wing again. The quick out, they short hopped the intended receiver, DeMayo.
Colby Terrian, pass, intended for Eric DeMayo is incomplete.
And I think
They will bring up a
Peabody's going to kick it away.
9.
It's nice to have a punter whose name is Leggett. The first 3 letters of his name is Leg, and he's a kicker. High snap, but he handles it. Gets the kick away. Fielded at the 6-yard line. Bono trying to turn the corner, gets bumped. Gets it to about the 11-yard line. Well, Classical again, pinned deep in their own end.
Chase Bruno on the return. First and 10 lane Classical, ball from their own 11-yard line.
Chase Bono did a nice job of fielding that, not letting it bounce. Who knows where it would have gone. Classical with double wideouts to either side. Best in the backfield with Ridley. You can tell by that big gold helmet. Ridley looking to throw. Incomplete. He was looking for Tucker.
Ridley's pass is incomplete.
3 ticks over 5 minutes left in his first half. He'd be leading it 2-0 on a safety. Classical pinned deep again. Best is going to get buried in the backfield.
Malcolm Best, the ball carrier. Eric DeMayo in on the tackle.
Third and 11. Ridley in trouble, trying to get away. Turns the corner for the sideline. Scampers, and he's very close. He's got a first down. Those long strides. He avoided one, got around the corner, and he picks up the first down. Out to the 21. He picked up 12. And Classical gets out of a jam, and they'll have it first and 10. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Best banging ahead. And it gets to about the 24. So give him 3, it'll be second down and 7. It'll be under 4 minutes when they snap the football. 3 wideouts to the far side. Now they're going to switch up. Send the 3 wideouts to the near side. The quick out, making the catch. Joseph took a hit.
Keith Ridley's pass complete to number 18, Tyrese Joseph.
They put the ball at the 30, he picked up 6.
Gain of about 7 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
Quick out again. Caught and dropped. He had it, had a first down.
Ridley's pass intended to Tyrese Joseph, incomplete.
And Classical's going to have to kick it away. Classical's going over 100 yards, but 80 of them are passing, and 2 of them are on that huge, 2 big pass plays. High kick Peabody called for a fair catch and made it at the 42-yard line.
Peabody takes over 1st and 10, ball from their own 42.
Peabody will have it for the 3rd time in the period with 2 ticks over 3 minutes left. Three wideouts to the near side, one to the far side. They go to the spread for the first time. Flag on the play. They're going to get buried in the backfield. Let's see what the flag is about. A late handoff to Paulino.
Andrew Paulino, the ball carrier.
They lost 5, but let's see what the flag is about.
52, Kevin Panagera.
I think it's against Peabody.
And on the tackle, there's a flag on the play.
Penalty is refused.
Against Peabody for a false start has been refused.
It'll be 2nd and 15.
There's a loss of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 15.
So both offensive struggle. Peabody managed to get down close.
Off the Peabody 37.
They fumbled, but it paid off because Classville got stuck in the end zone for a safety. Again, 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Over the middle, caught and dropped. They had him wide open.
Janelle Espinal's pass, intended for Dylan Peluso, was incomplete.
Peluso had it, couldn't hold on. It'll be 3rd and 15. And you might see Classical take a timeout if they hold them on this play. Again, the 3 wideouts come to the near side, 1 to the far side. They come after the quarterback. Caught on the fly, out in front. They're not going to get him. He's going to be gone. Elijah White. They nailed the quarterback just as he threw it. Espinal's right on the money. Here's the replay. He just separated away from the defensive back, and they're not going to get him. 63 yards on the touchdown. That puts Peabody over 100 yards. So they kind of shocked Classical here. Leggett will try to, now they're going to break it. They set up for a 2-point conversion. And that's going to be against Peabody.
On the play, ball start against Peabody.
So that's a big momentum boost for Peabody with 2:22 left. And they'll get the ball to start the second half. Now they line up for Leggett to kick it from the 15-yard line. So it's a 25-yard extra point try. But it's a big point. No good. So it keeps it a 1 score.
2:22 left in the first half. It is Peabody 8, Lake Classical nothing.
So Classical has to make a comeback. They're on the short end of 8-0. It keeps it a 1 score game. But that was a perfectly thrown pass by Espinal, and Classical had the coverage, and just as they stepped away from the coverage, the ball was right there for Elijah White, right in his lap. And he finished the 63-yard play, and it's 8-0. And Leggett will kick it off. So Glasgow's still within one score, but they've got to get some kind of field position. They've been stuck a few times. Bouncing around at the 11-yard line. Tucker trying to come back to the near side. Stays in his feet as he gets across the 20. Glasgow had something going early on with that long pass to Joseph for 39 yards. Got them into Peabody territory. And then a couple of passes were a millimeter away from being complete. So at the 23-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for Glasgow. And there was a penalty against Peabody on the play. And it's a big one. Moves it out to the 38.
Are they over there with the tape, with the rope? The rope.
First and 10 for Glasgow, ball from their own 30.
Well, that puts Glasgow out their 38-yard line. Usually on kickoffs or punts, the penalties against the receiving team. Ridley, the quick out. Nieves with the catch. Gets bumped out of bounds. He gets across the 40-yard line.
Ridley's pass complete to number 3, Melvin Nieves. Gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8, ball from Glasgow 40.
Allen's coming. So you have 2 right there?
They gain 2.
Which one's that? The camera. No, which camera is it? Okay. And you ran it just straight this way, right? We're not running around, right?
Quick out again. Nieves across to the 47.
Davis again, pushed out of bounds by Elijah White.
3rd and about a yard.
And a 6 on the play. 3rd down and 2.
Squeezing into Peabody territory. And that's Tucker.
Wait till you get older, man. You'll have like sweatpants.
Clock will
Tucker, the
stop
ball carrier.
just under 2 minutes. They get the first down.
27, Michael Watt with the tackle. Play results.
4 yards and a first down.
Glasgow, off the Peabody 49.
3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ridley over the middle, just off the fingertips of Nieves.
Ridley's pass intended for number 3. Melvin Nieves, incomplete.
Hold on, my friend.
Tucker runs it inside the 45. Glasgow calls a quick timeout.
Timeout in Glasgow.
No, I'm doing this for me on the side. Here, you throw it to me, okay?
Second and 5. Glasgow trying to beat the clock. They've got a couple of timeouts left. Quick, nice little shift by Butler, and he very alertly gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Ridley's pass complete to number 4, Deshaun Butler.
Down to the 30, 14 yards and a first down.
The results in the first down. 1st and 10 in Glasgow, ball from the Peabody 30.
And Peabody, I think, is going to take a timeout. Eight to nothing Peabody here. Time winding down. Glasgow, their deepest penetration. They have it 1st and 10 at the Peabody 30-yard line. This is a nice little shake and bake move by Nashon Butler, and very alertly, good heads up, went out of bounds, saved the timeout, stopped the clock. So 1st and 10 from the 30. The 3 wideouts go to the far side, 2 to the near side. Ridley in the backfield by himself.
Andrew, leave it tied, grab the other end, and throw the other end to me. Yeah.
Tucker now joins Ridley in the backfield. They let it fly long and deep. Butler's behind the defense, made the catch. Touchdown! What a great catch by Butler over the shoulder. Ridley lobbed it up, Butler ran under it, and Classical beats the clock.
Lynn Classical touchdown, 30-yard pass.
Watch this pass and watch this catch over the shoulder, has it inbounds. That takes a lot of that momentum away from Peabody if they get the 2-point conversion.
More slack. Right? There you go.
They throw it down and out, so they don't get the conversion, but they're back in it.
Marcus Tucker is incomplete, and with 1:23 left in the first half, Peabody 8, Lynn Classical 6.
77 yards in 8 plays.
Guys, keep it underneath.
14 yards to Butler, and then 30 yards to Butler for the touchdown. Actually, 62 yards with the 15-yard penalty. So it's 62 yards in 7 plays. And there's still 1:23 left on the clock. That's a great combination, and they're both juniors. Johnson will kick it off. So that momentum that built for Peabody taking in the locker room, getting the ball, Classical takes a bit of it away at the 31-yard line. And getting back to the 40-yard line. And that was Nolan Murphy.
On the return.
So let's see what Peabody does with 1:16 on the clock. They've got a couple of timeouts left.
Peabody takes over 1st and 10, ball from their own 40-yard line.
We mentioned a win by Peabody would guarantee them a winning season, and most people did not think that possible when they were 1-4. And playing the Lynn team for the first time, they didn't play English or Classical this year, which is highly unusual. But since the league went to 16 teams, adding Medford, Malden, Somerville, and almost Everett, somebody had to miss somebody along the way.
That's good. Hey, that's good, guys.
Out of the eye. Trying to roll, not going to go. They ran that play before, and Therian ran it for 14 yards.
Colby Terry, the ball
Not going to quite get that now.
Corey Sakira with the tackle.
Maybe he took a quick timeout. They push him back to the 38. He lost 2.
Lost him 2 on the play. They will bring up a
Russell's only run for 38 yards, but they passed for 133. Polino runs ahead.
Eric DeMayo, the ball carrier.
To the 42. He picked up 4. So going to be 3rd down and 8.
Gain of 4 on the play, 3rd down and 8.
Peabody called another quick timeout. 2 ticks over a minute left in his first half. The wing comes to the near side in that I formation. Espinal is back. Probably means the pass. Instead, it wasn't Espinal. And they're going to bury Theriot in the backfield again.
Well, we carry in on the quarterback keep.
Glasgow calls a quick timeout.
55, Delgado with the tackle.
They lost 4.
Fourth and 12.
Peabody will have to kick it away. High snap again. He kicks a little bit of a line drive. A ground ball. And it rolls all the way. They're going to put it at the 34-yard line, I think. Now, one official said 34, the other one says the 33. So it's going to be at the Glasgow 33. They still have a timeout or 2 left. Glasgow comes up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Motion coming to the near side. They give it to the motion man. Skips 1 tackle, but not able to skip another one. He gets back just about to the line of scrimmage. Glasgow trying to hurry up, get up to the line of scrimmage.
We're all right with the ball carrier.
They gave him a yard.
Timeout Peabody.
And we got a timeout.
Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9.
30-second timeout called by Peabody. I'm not sure why that was. I guess Glasgow doesn't have any more because they certainly would have very quickly called a timeout after that last play. Butler is the guy that Peabody should be looking for. Really dropping back. Cross field to Joseph. He's going to run out of bounds.
Release pass, complete to Tyrese Joseph.
At the 41. They picked up 7. 3rd and a couple.
7 on the play.
That play took 6 seconds.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
The quick out to Butler. Turns the corner, runs out of bounds after a first down.
Play results in the first down, 1st and 10 lane Glasgow, ball from their own 45.
18 ticks showing on the clock. 3 wideouts to the far side. Butler by himself to the near side. Taking a lot of time here. Ridley with time. Steps up. Looking, he's going to go down at about the 42. And that's going to run the clock out. They're trying to get back and set up, but they're not going to get there. They put it at the 44. He only lost a yard.
That is the final play of the half.
That'll be the final play.
Your score at halftime, Peabody 8 and Glasgow 6. Go have some hot chocolate, warm up.
So Peabody with that safety is the difference in the game. They got down close, they fumbled it. Classical took it over, but they couldn't get out of the end zone for the safety. Then they matched touchdowns, and at halftime, it's Peabody 8, Link Classical 6. Welcome back as we're getting set to start the second half. A good first half, low scoring, but 8-6, but back and forth. Classical beating the clock, scoring a late touchdown, kind of lead 8-6. But Classical will kick it off. Classical wound up with 38 rushing, 144 passing. Most of those, Butler, 4 catches, 5 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. Peabody returns it. And that's Cole Cuzzy returning it to the 44-yard line.
Cole Cuzzy on the return.
Peabody ran for 50, passed for 84, had 6 first downs. Classical had 9 first downs. They only ran for 38 yards. Leading rusher was Darrell Rucker with 17 yards for Classical. Best coming off a big 140-yard gain. Picked up only 3 in the first half. He had a couple of big losses in the backfield. 3 wideouts to the far side as they go to the spread. They hand it off to Polino. Turning the corner and gets close to first down yardage. He had 16 rushing in the first half. They get to the Classical 48. A pickup of 8.
Gain of 8 on the play, second down and 2.
DeMeo was the leading rusher in the first half with 25. Again, 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Out of the spread. Looking to throw. Down the middle, wide open. He had a long time to throw. And he found Dylan Peluso downfield.
Aspinall's pass. Complete to Dylan Peluso. Play results in a first down.
Down to the 28, they picked up 20.
28-yard line.
First and 10 from the 28. The 3 wideouts flip to the near side this time. Trying to come to the near side and getting wrapped up and thrown down.
Angel Polino, the ball carrier. Alberto Guerrero in on the tackle.
Alberto Guerrero having a very good year for Classical. They lose back to the 34. They lost 6.
Loss of 6 on the play. They bring up a second down and 16.
Second and 16. Looking at Ridley and his receivers and everybody warming up on the sideline, trying to stay warm. Bitterly cold with the wind. Wind seems to have died down a little bit, looking at the flags, but it's still very, very cold. Espinal looking to throw. In trouble, is going to get hit and sacked. They got to him. Matt Gisono.
Matt Gisono on a quarterback sack.
Back to the 39. They lose 5 more. So it was first and 10 at the 28. It's now 3rd and 21
Loss of 5 on the play.
from the 39.
3rd down and 21. Ball on the Link Classical 39.
On this bitterly cold night, I have to thank James Belleville, who's doing the announcing tonight. He brought me a hot chocolate. Looking to throw. They let it fly deep. They overthrow everybody. Ishmael Johnson was the closest one to the football. And Peabody, I think, is going to kick it away.
Espinal's pass intended for Kyle Medeiros is incomplete. They will bring up a 4th and 21.
So they had that big 20-yard pass play that got them down to the 28, 1st and 10. Classical's defense stiffens, pushes them back, and they're going to have to punt. Yeah, off the side of the foot. He kicked that one right off the side of the foot. Classical's going to get a big break here.
Out of bounds, 1st and 10, Lee Classical.
Normally he would kick it down deep. They were worried about getting inside the 10 again. It's a 7-yard punt. A 7-yard punt gives Classical pretty good field position at their own 32. A lot better than they thought they were going to get. Three wideouts to the far side, one to the near side. The quick out, and he threw it a little bit behind. Joseph was looking more to the inside. The pass went to the outside, incomplete.
Release pass intended for Tyrese Joseph.
Joseph had 3 catches for 46 yards in the first half. He was open. They just threw it behind him. They give it to Best. He gets a head of steam up. Bounces out to the 45-yard line. "13 yards and a first down."
Basketball carrier.
They'd like to get him off and running. Ridley fakes, pumps, throws it deep, and incomplete. Good coverage by Peabody.
Intended for number 18, Tyrese Joseph.
2nd and 10 from the 45. That was the play they ran in the first half where they pumped and Joseph went deep and made a big catch for 33 yards. Best looking for a hole. He gets it to the near sideline, breaks a tackle, and picks up another first down, I think.
Basketball carrier. Pushed out of bounds by number 24, Carlos Hernandez.
They're going to put it at the 41-yard line. 14 yards.
And 12 on the play, and a first down.
27 yards and 2 carries by Best. That offensive line opened up a hole. Ridley with the keep off the right side, looking for a block.
He's Ridley on the quarterback gate.
If he got to the 31, it should be a first down.
Gain of 9 on the play.
They didn't give him a first down. If they measure, he's got a first down. Best straight ahead again. Feeling his way along, gets loose. They're going to get him from behind inside the 5.
Basketball carrier.
Down to the 4. Here's the replay. Look at him. Like a billiard ball bouncing off people. Niev's got a big block for him. They run Best again. Straight ahead, plows in the end zone for the touchdown.
Malcolm Best with the carry and the Lee Classical touchdown. Score Lee Classical 12, Peabody 8.
That drive led by Best. 44 yards on the ground by Best and 3 carries. And Classical going to go for 2. They give it to Best. He walks in.
Malcolm Best, 2-point conversion. Score Lee Classical 14.
They wound up Best at halftime. He comes out on fire. 61 yards in 7 plays. He had 3 yards in the first half. He's got 47 now. They actually went 68 yards because they on that drive. "50 of them were picked up by Best." Peabody's going to get decent field position. So for the first time in the ball game, Peabody is trailing.
Confusey on the return. 1st and 10 Peabody, ball at their own 45.
At the Peabody 45. Well, Glasgow all missed the momentum, changing sides. Now 14-8 the Rams. The quick out and wrapped up almost immediately. Very nice play.
Hospital pass to Confusey.
Raymond Ramirez with the play. No gain on the play. He came up quickly.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10, ball to Peabody 45.
Double wideouts to either side. Espinal looking to throw. Caught. And they wrap him up and knock him down. Sequoia.
Espinal's pass. Complete to Elijah White. Alvin Chim on the tackle.
They mark it down at the Glasgow 49.
And a 6 on the plate. 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4.
Glasgow 49.
So a big play coming up as we've reached the halfway mark and counting of this 3rd period. Looking to throw. Long and deep, it's underthrown. Almost picked off. It brings up a 4th down. They're going to kick it away.
Intended for number 12, Jack Woods, is incomplete.
High snap. Went up and got it. A little bit of kick this time. Picked up at the 32-yard line by Bono. Down the sideline, nice job. Chase Bono took a shot, picked it up on the bounce, and gets it across the 45-yard line.
Tackle by number 8, Sam Mateo.
Picked it up at the 22. Gets it to the 47.
Ball their own 47-yard line.
25-yard return by Bono. Glasgow sends 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Tucker with the carry. Gets pushed forward for a couple of yards.
Marcus Tucker, the ball carrier. Ramon Franco with the tackle, gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8 for the Rams.
Lane Glasgow 49.
Trying to run it straight ahead. They pick up about 5, and that's Tucker again.
Marcus Tucker on the carry. Eric DeMeo on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play. 3rd down and 3.
Ridley tried to fake it. He got buried in the backfield.
Keith Ridley tackled by a host of Peabody defenders.
Lost 3.
3 on the play.
4th down. And they're going to kick it away, I believe. Ridley will do the honors. High kick, fair catch, called for and made at the 22-yard line.
Fair catch by number 5, Nolan Murphy. Peabody takes over.
Murphy
first
with the
and
fair
10.
catch for Peabody.
Ball on their own
They
22
put it at the
yard
22. This is the worst starting point for Peabody in the game. Field position has certainly been in favor of the Tanners. And the crowd has stayed. People on the other side wrapping up in blankets. And remember, a week ago, people wearing T-shirts and shorts. Now everybody's breaking out the winter gear. 3 ticks, under 3 minutes left in this third period. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side from the spread this time. They've shown Classville just about everything. Espinal throws just off the fingertips. Cutting across the middle was Murphy.
Rodell Espinal.
Classville's like a half a step away from getting to the quarterback. Second and 10 from the 22. They double the wideouts to either side now. Espinal dropping back way too far through that. Had to get rid of it very quickly.
Espinal's pass.
People bearing down on him.
Confusing. Incomplete.
And it will be 3rd and 10 from the 22. Delgado, one of the mainstays of the defense, came off limping a little bit. He's trying to stretch it out on the sideline. Again, double wideouts to either side. They go after Espinal. He throws it deep. He's got a man wide open. The catch is made. It's a foot race. Bono's not going to get him. White's got his 2nd touchdown.
Espinal's pass complete to number 2, Elijah White.
This one for 78 yards. And the all-important conversion coming up. Here's the replay. Wide open. Bono had no chance. He had a 10-yard head start, and he just walked away. He was wide open. Somebody missed an assignment. .141 yards and 2 catches by White. And the kick is no good.
Yeah, extra point is no good. 2:35 left in the third quarter. We are tied at 14.
So we're right back where we started. Dead even. Classical 14, Peabody 14. 2:35 left. This one will not go into overtime, because this is not a tournament game. This is our playoff game leading to the Super Bowl. This is not a playoff, although you wouldn't be able to tell by the way these two teams are playing. So they go 78 yards in actually one play, it took them three passes, 2 incomplete. So Peabody will kick it off. At the 20-yard line. Staying on his feet, getting close to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at 39, I think. Nice return by Darrell Rucker. Now they put it at the 40-yard line.
Darrell Rucker on the return.
So a 20-yard return by Rucker.
34, Tyler Norman. Glasgow takes
It'll be
over
first and 10 from the 40-yard line.
Their own 40-yard line.
So they get good field position. Glasgow has been a millimeter away from getting to the quarterback on those passing plays. They give it to Best. Cuts ahead for about 3.
Now the basketball carrier. Gain of 3 on the play, second down and 7. Ball to Lynn Glasgow.
I told you he had 3 yards at halftime. He's got 60 with a big third period. Especially that drive for the touchdown to put them ahead. Really looking to Brian Vaughan on the sideline. They double the wideouts to either side. Peabody looks like they're coming. Glasgow better hurry up. Ridley over the middle. 2 players cutting across.
Ridley pass.
Yevs
Incomplete.
and Tucker, I think, were the 2 guys breaking across and was right between the 2 of them. Peabody was coming, so they got rid of it quickly. So it's 3rd and 7. Now they send 3 wideouts to the near side. They come after Ridley. Best makes the catch, but he had to wait for it. And he got drilled by DeMeo.
Ridley's pass complete to Malcolm Best. Eric DeMeo went on the tackle.
Out to the 47. They picked up 4.
We'll bring up a third down.
It'll be 4th down and 3
Ball
from the 47.
47.
Caught on the sideline for a first down, and that should be a penalty. Butler was out of bounds and got drilled by Paluso.
Ridley to Deshaun Butler. For the Lynn Glasgow first down. 1st and 10 Glasgow. Ball to Peabody 45.
8 yards on the play and a first down. Best trying to squeeze out, maybe got a yard or 2.
Malcolm basketball carrier. Eric DeMeo, Chris Class in on the tackle. Gain of 1 on the play. Second down and 9. Ball from the Peabody 44. Keith Ridley on the key.
Ridley straight ahead.
Joe Cousy. Michael Watt with the tackle. Gain of 2
Mark
on the
it
play.
at the 42 for a pickup of 2.
They will bring up a third down and
3rd
6.
and 7 from the 42.
That is the end of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third period. So Glasgow got the lead back. Peabody got it back. Extra point missed. We've shortened it up to 11 minutes. In a 14-14 game. And Peabody who usually runs the ball down everybody's throat, has been throwing the ball to the tune of 188 yards. Best with 61 yards rushing. Butler has 6 catches for 97 yards. He went over 100 yards the last game against Arlington, and I'm going to bet that he goes over 100 yards again. It's 3rd and 7 for the Rams at the Peabody 42-yard line. And I'm going to guess that they're going to look we're looking at 4-down territory here. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. They're doubling up on Butler now. Ridley over the middle, picked off at the 40-yard line by DeMayo. Down the sideline, 60 yards for the touchdown.
Ridley pass intercepted by number 44, Eric DeMayo.
What a turn of events.
Yard interception returned by number 44, Eric DeMayo.
$60-yard return by DeMayo. He usually beats you with his feet running the ball. And Leggett will try to make it a 7-point game. No good again.
Extra point is no good. 10:47 left in the ball game. Peabody 20, Lake Glasgow 14.
13 seconds into this 4th period. Peabody will kick it off. So it's been offense, 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 and all of a sudden defense puts Peabody on top. As DeMayo picked it up at the 40-yard line and went 60 yards for the touchdown. They hit him right on the number 44 with that pass. They tried to go over the middle. DeMayo read it perfectly, dropped back in his linebacker spot, picked it off, and now Glasgow has to play catch-up. Peabody was able to play catch-up, get back a tie. Now DeMayo puts them back on top. And Leggett will kick it off. At the 15-yard line. Looking to come to the near side, looking for a block. Hit from behind and gets to the 25-yard line. And that's Rucker with the return.
Tyler Norman on the tackle. The Lynn Glasgow takes over 1st and 10, ball to their own 25-yard line.
Glasgow will send 3 wideouts to the far side. One to the near side. Ridley, the quick out. Joseph turns and gets knocked down close to 1st down yardage.
Ridley's pass complete to Tyree Joseph. Pushed out of bounds by Elijah White.
At the 34, they give him 9.
Stayed on the plate. 2nd down and 2.
They run ahead for the 1st down and a lot more. That's Tucker with the run. 16 yards and a first down. Ridley pumped once, now he lets it fly deep. Almost caught and almost picked. Butler got a hand on it,
He's really fast.
tipped it, and Hernandez almost picked it off.
There was a flag on the play.
Roughing the passer, I think, against Peabody.
Personal foul for chop block.
They're going to mark it off against Peabody for roughing the passer, I believe. He started to go the other way. So that'll give Classical the first down at the 35-yard line. Joseph covered one-on-one to the near side. 3 wideouts to the far side. Squeezing through a hole, getting loose is Tucker down the sideline. Flag on the play, it's coming back. He stayed in bounds all the way down to the 4-yard line. But there's a flag on the play, and it's coming back.
Penalty against Lynn Glasgow for holding.
So give him to the 22 for 13. He squeezed through a couple of holes. Glasgow's going to get penalized. So instead of first and goal at the 4, it's going to be 1st and 7 from the 32. It would have been 1st and goal at the 4. He just bounced around. Now we got a discussion what they're doing. They moved the stakes to 1st and 10. Now they put it back at the 35. And it's going to be 1st and 7. Tucker's run for 45 yards. He just squeezed through. He's like a pinball machine, bouncing off people. And not only that, but staying in bounds all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Ball from the Peabody 33.
So at the 32, 2nd and 7, 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ridley, the quick out. Joseph makes the catch. He's got a first down.
Really fast, complete to Tyrese Joseph.
He fake going deep. They gave him a little bit of a cushion.
First down, 1st and 10 Lynn Glasgow. Ball from the Peabody 20.
9 catches, 9 yards. 5 catches for 64 yards. Tucker, there wasn't any hole to squeeze through that time.
Marcus Tucker, the ball carrier. Noah Friedman.
No gain on the play.
Abe
2nd and 10 from the 23.
No gain on the play.
Haskell going very quickly. Ridley over the middle, threw it. I thought he threw it away. What a great catch.
Release pass.
Sliding catch by Washington.
Complete to Adam Washington.
Down to the 19, they picked up 4.
Almost
I
5
thought he
on the play,
threw it.
third down and 5.
Washington was breaking to the middle. The pass was behind him. He reached back and made a great catch. 3rd and 6. Ridley with the keep. Not going to go very far. And it's going to bring up a very big play in the ballgame.
Ridley on the keep. Eric DeMeo on the tackle. Gain of 2 on the play.
4th and 4.
Bring up a 4th and 3 ball from the
Biggest play of the
Peabody.
ballgame for Glasgow right now. They trailed by 6. And they need 6. And they gave it to They gave it to Tucker, and he got
Tucker on the carry.
buried in the backfield.
No gain on the play. Turnover on downs. First and 10 Peabody.
So they didn't go with the pass. Glasgow with over 300 yards of offense. We still got 7:37 left in the period. 16 first downs. And they're trailing 20-14. Peabody takes over. I formation, the wing to the near side. They run it straight ahead with Polino. Bono hit him after about 5.
Andrew Paulino, the ball here.
Second and 5. The defense is going to come up big for the Rams.
And a 5 on the play, second down and 5.
Flag on the play. It's going to be against
Flag on the
Peabody.
play.
So they gain 5, they lose 5. So it's going to be second and 10.
Ball starting against Peabody. Play will bring up a second down and 10. Off the Peabody 19.
Couple wideouts to the far side. Out of the eye. They run it straight ahead with Polino. They stack him up. And he falls forward for maybe a yard. They give him 2, actually, to the 21.
Andrew Paulino, the ball carrier. Robinson
Big play
runs
for
the
both
tackle,
teams.
gain of 2 on the play.
Peabody will be kicking from
Bring
deep.
up a
Glasgow
third
could
down
get good
gain.
field
Ball
position.
Peabody
They
22.
can shut him down here.
French 21.
Peabody needs 8. They send the 2 wideouts to the near side. Stay in that I formation. They give it straight ahead, and they get a first down and a lot more. Glasgow was looking for the pass, and they run it with Polino.
Andrew Paulino, the ball carrier.
All the way out to the 47-yard line. 26 yards, their longest run of the day.
It results in a first down, first and 10 Peabody. Ball their own 47.
49 yards for Polino. None bigger than that one. That's a big play. We're halfway through. Peabody's going to be able to shorten the game up quite a bit now instead of punting. They give it to the wing, and he banks forward for good yardage. Friedman with the carry. Got to the Glasgow 47, so he picked up 6. Second down and 4, and the clock is running. Ducks his head and gets to the 45.
Andrew Paulino, the ball carrier. Tackled by a host of Glasgow defenders.
They give him 2. Third and a couple.
And about 3 on the play. They bring up a third down and 2.
Get a timeout called. 4:31 showing on the scoreboard clock. Glasgow down 6 to Peabody. A win would guarantee Peabody a winning record. They'd go to 6-4, and they would win their 6th in a row. They started the season 1-4. And DeMeo, who's their leading rusher with 4 touchdowns and yardage, scored on an interception. And now he bangs ahead for a big first down.
Eric DeMeo, the ball carrier.
It's a very big first down.
Play results in a first down, 1st and 10 Peabody. Ball Millie Glasgow 40.
They had 46 yards rushing coming into this period. They've got 47 yards in this period. They got 46 on this drive. The big 26-yard run. First and 10. They almost lost the ball. It popped out, and it wound up in the hands of a lineman. It popped loose, and I don't know who 63 is. But he was a big plus for Peabody. He ran it to the 36 for picking up 4. The quarterback bobbled it. It popped. The lineman grabbed it and ran forward for a big 4-yard gain. And we got a classical player down. And he's really hurt. It looks like he, I don't want to say concussion, but he doesn't, it looks like he's wavering and is unsure if he's really needs some help coming off the field. And that's Robert Soroyce. He's been a terrific play for classical. And I look at these classical players I'm talking about, Bono and Butler and Tucker and Rucker and the quarterback Ridley, the running back Best, defensive players Guerrero, Soroyce. Those are all juniors. Ryan Vaughn's got a boatload coming back. DeMeo runs straight ahead and carries people with him. It's going to be a yard shy of a first down.
Gain of about 3 on the play, 3rd down and 2. Ball from the Link Glasgow 32.
3rd down and a yard. Polino, he didn't get there. It's going to be 4th down.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier.
They gave him forward progress to the 30. Now they're putting it back. So he didn't make it. It's going to be 4th down and a half a yard. I think Peabody's asking for a measurement, but it's obvious they didn't get to the 30-yard line. So 4th down and just about a football. And we had a timeout. 2:50 left.
We bring up a 4th and a long one. Ball just outside the 30-yard line.
Huge play for the Rams. Quarterback sneak, he's in.
Colby Terry on the quarterback key. They result in a first down.
And that's huge for Peabody. They're going to be able to run a lot of time off the clock. Make Classical use their timeouts. Peabody leading it 20-14. Glasgow looked, they had it 4th and 4 at the 17-yard line. And Tucker got stopped cold. They lose the ball. Glasgow gets it. Glasgow has a pulse.
Peabody fumble recovered by number 52.
Kevin
Piniguera
Pinigua.
takes over 1st and 10. Off the road.
Pinigua came up with it. There's the fumble. There's the recovery. So Glasgow has a pulse. They've got 2:13 left to go 68 yards. Maybe it looked like they were going to just run the clock out. And Glasgow forces the turnover. And now they're telling me to run the clock. They're running it down to 2:04 is what's left. Ridley lobs it up downfield. Butler's there. He makes the catch. He's out in front. He's going to go in for a touchdown. Do you believe it?
Keith Ridley to Deshaun Butler. 68-yard touchdown hookup.
68 yards.
Deshaun Butler.
Seven catches for 165 yards. And Ishmael Johnson can give Glasgow the lead. Ridley put it up. Butler ran under it, caught it, and ran away from the defense. No good.
The point is no good.
The wind playing havoc with both kickers. .391 yards of offense by Glasgow, 246 in the air. .292 yards for Peabody, 184 in the air. And we're dead even at 20 with 154 left. And don't think that Brian Vaughn might try an onside kick here. He's done it before. Peabody backs off. They kick it away. It bounces off Peabody all the way back. They fall on it inside the 10. Back at the 7-yard line.
Glasgow kick is down by Peabody. Peabody takes over 1st and 10.
I don't know how many timeouts Glasgow has left.
Ball off their own 7-yard line.
At the 7-yard line. It deflected off the hand. Peabody went back to get it, and they dove on it and bobbled it again, but then was able to fall on it. And the ball's at the 7-yard line. Wouldn't Glasgow love to force a turnover here? Double wideouts to either side as they go to the spread. They hand it off, and they just get a piece of Polino. He got to the 10. I think Glasgow took a timeout.
Dennis Pierce, Tripped him up.
Polino, the leading rusher in the game, with 42 yards.
Second down and 7, ball from the Peabody 10-yard line.
DeMayo's rushed for 34, but he made the big play in the game, the interception for a touchdown. And they double the wideouts to either side again. They fake, they go deep, and they overthrow, and that helps Classical. They don't have to use a timeout. They try to go deep to Jack Woods.
Pass intended for Jack Woods is incomplete.
And obviously, if this play doesn't pick up a first down, you're going to see a Classical timeout. So that pulse gets a little bit stronger for Classical now. Still a minute 30 left. Third and a long 7. Double wideouts to either side. Long count. They hand off. Polino's going to be dumped. Classical takes a quick timeout. Peabody's going to have to kick it away. They can't go here.
Polino the ball carrier. Tackled by Dennis Pierce. And about 2 on the play. Play bring up a 4th and 5.
So Classical, with any kind of a run back, could get very good field position here. And there's still a minute and a half left. So that pulse for Classical that would look like it was dead in the water is now getting a little bit stronger. Rucker and Bono are back deep. Off the side of the foot. And they don't need a run back. They're going to have the ball at the 24-yard line.
Peabody punt goes out of bounds. Lane Classical takes over 1st and 10.
The kicking game has not been good, but let's remember, Ishmael Johnson has kicked a couple of field goals this year.
Off the Peabody 14-yard line.
So Classical has a golden opportunity to pull this one out. They've got time, and second time the kick is going off the side of the foot, and the wind has played havoc with the kicking game all over the place. .298 yards for Peabody, 11 first downs. Ridley looking. They were lucky. Butler got away with a little bit of a hold and a pull. That should have been picked.
Ridley's pass.
Ridley threw it off his back foot. They were lucky to get that ball back.
Barker.
Second and 10. Joseph over the middle. He's going to go in for the touchdown. And that pulse just got a lot stronger. Here's the replay. Cutting to the middle. They've been throwing it down and out to the sideline. Are they calling it back? They had an illegal receiver downfield. The touchdown doesn't count.
Play resumed. Be second down and 15. Off the Peabody 29.
They move it back to the 29. So the celebration lasted about 30 seconds. Picked off. through the hands of Joseph. And the interception. So that Pulch just took a turn for the worst. White with the pick. He's had 2 catches for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. He just made the biggest play of the game.
First and 10, Peabody, ball near home.
At the 27, the Tanners have the ball last. 1 tick under a minute left in a 2020 game. Joseph went up a little bit high off his fingertips, and it got picked by White. And that's after Joseph caught it, went in for a touchdown, and everybody celebrated a win. And it was taken away with an illegal receiver downfield. And that's hard to imagine because it was a very quick throw over the middle. They run it straight ahead. It almost looks like Peabody's playing for a tie.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier. Tackle by number 50, Ahmed Goliasso.
Peabody called a timeout.
And a 5 on the play, second down and 5.
Second and 5. Now they send the wideouts to the near side. Dropping back, looking to throw. They throw it long and deep. Incomplete. Looking for White. Ramirez had the coverage.
Aspinall's pass intended for Elijah White.
You see Classical call a timeout if this doesn't work, this play. Both teams have gone over 300 yards. .47 seconds left, and they played to a dead heat. If this was the regular season, we would have overtime here. Russell jumped, but got back. Looked like Peabody jumped. They run it ahead to the 34.
Angel Paulino, the ball carrier.
Clock is running. Peabody can just let it run out. They're not hurrying. They're not going to get a playoff. The game is going to end. And it's going to wind up 2020. Classical is going to go to 7-2-1. Now Peabody takes a timeout with 2 seconds left. I don't understand that. I think they're saying 5 seconds left. So either way, there'll be one play.
That is the end of
One
regulation.
for the Rams, and congratulations to Brian Vaughn. That's a great season going into Thanksgiving, considering where they've been the last few years. But it'll be a little disappointing because they had the touchdown that was going to give them the win, and it was an illegal play downfield that cost them. They've turned the ball over a couple of times with interceptions. Now it looks like Peabody's going to kick it away. Now I really don't know what Peabody's doing. They let the clock run down to 2 seconds. 1 play left. I don't know why you'd want to kick it away. Best runs for 61. Tucker ran for 43. Butler had 7 catches for 165 yards. Joseph had 5 catches for 64. He would have had 6 for 88 if that last touchdown stood. As the fans are starting to file out, I just don't understand using the clock. They called the timeout so they could kick it away. I don't understand. Bono and Rucker are back deep. Wouldn't it be nice for... Now they fake the kick and they run the football. And they get a first down to the 41. Sousa ran it to... And that's going to do it. So we'll have a 20-20 tie. We started even, we finished even. And Best ran for 61. Tucker had a big game running for 45. Joseph, 5 catches for 64 yards. Butler, 7 catches for 165 yards. Klasko goes 391 yards. And that last pick off a tip, just after the play that Joseph ran in for a touchdown, gave Peabody the ball back, and he wound up. Now they're getting him at midfield. I don't know why. I didn't think we played overtime. Why are we playing overtime? This is not the regular season. These teams aren't going to the playoffs. We're going to have an overtime. And I don't know why. During the season, overtime. During the playoffs, overtime. I don't know why we're having overtime here. So we're going extra innings. And don't ask me why, because I have no idea. Because the only thing this means is a win or loss or a tie on your record, because neither team is going to the Super Bowl. So Peabody gets it first from the 10, four downs from the 10. They go power I in the backfield. Rolling, looking, they dump it off, incomplete.
Pass spin out pass, intended for Tyler Norman, incomplete.
Second and goal from the 10. They stay in the eye with the wing to the near side. Tacking his head. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage if he was lucky.
Paulino on the carry. Loss of almost 1 on the play. They will ring up a 3rd down.
He lost a yard. They go double wing with wideouts on both sides. Under center. Dropping back, looking, in trouble. Espinal throws it away. It got picked but out of play.
Paulino's pass
For his life,
incomplete.
a right-handed quarterback
Bring up a fourth down.
rolling to his left. Tough throw to make. So a big fourth down for both teams. They put a lot of pressure. They've been putting pressure on Espinal the whole game. So they caught me by surprise with the overtime. I didn't think there would be overtime, considering it's a non-playoff game. Double wide LC either side from the spread. Espinal dropping back, lobs it up, nowhere near anybody. He had to get rid of it very quickly.
Paulino's pass is incomplete. Turnover on downs. I think Glasgow takes over.
Glasgow will have a chance to win it. So Glasgow has a chance to win it. 4 downs from the 10. They give it to Tucker. Straight ahead. Into the end zone for the touchdown, and Glasgow wins it.
On the carry and the Link Glasgow touchdown. Final score, Link Glasgow 26, Peabody 20.
50 yards exactly by Tucker, and he'll remember that one. Glasgow's going to go to 8-2, and that's a big push going into Thanksgiving Day. As they go to 8-2, Peabody will have to win their last game on Thanksgiving to have a winning season. They're going to drop to 5-5, and that 4-game winning streak goes by the boards as Glasgow beats them in overtime. They gave it to Tucker. He came big in the second half, and he ran it in for the touchdown. And they're carrying one of the Glasgow players off the field. And let's hope he's going to be all right. 0 at the end of 1. Peabody got a big safety when they turned the ball over at the 1 and they tackled Glasgow in the end zone for the safety. And then Peabody went down. They went 58 yards in 3 plays. A 63-yard pass play after they lost 5 yards. The quarterback, Espinal, to Elijah White, who caught 2 passes for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. The conversion was no good, but with the safety, it was 8-0. Glasgow came back and beat the clock. 2 consecutive passes from Ridley to Butler, 1 for 14, the last one for 30, and Glasgow cut it to 8-6 going into the locker room. Glasgow came out after shutting Peabody down. They went 68 yards in 7 plays, most of it picked up by Best. He ran for 54 yards. He had 13, 14, 27, and 4 for the touchdown. He ran in the 2-point conversion. Glasgow had their first lead at 14-8. Peabody came back on 3rd and 10. Another Espinal to White connection, 78 yards, and it was 14-14 at the end of 3. An interception by DeMeo, returning it 40 yards for the touchdown. Put Peabody on top, 20-14. Glasgow was coming back. They had it 3rd, 4th, and 4 at the 17. They came up short. They turned the ball over. A big recovery of a fumble by Kevin Penigua. And then one play Ridley to Butler, 68 yards for the touchdown. We were tied at 20, and that's how regulation ended. We went into overtime. Peabody shut down. They got -1 on their 4 plays. Glasgow had a chance to win it, and they took advantage on the first play. It was Marcus Tucker running it into the end zone for the touchdown. And Glasgow wins it by a score of 26-20 to go 8-2 on a terrific season. Congratulations to Brian Vaughn. Outstanding performances. Tucker, we mentioned, ran for 50. Best ran for 61 after only 3 in the first half. Joseph thought he had a winning touchdown and was called back, but he had 5 catches for 64 yards. And Butler, 7 catches for 165 yards to lead his second straight week over 100 yards receiving. And Glasgow with a very big win. And a big tip of the hat to Eric DeMeo of Peabody, who just came after the huddle with Peabody, just came running down the field to congratulate the Glasgow football players. That's a great sportsmanship shown by the Peabody captain, Eric DeMeo. So congratulations to Brian Vaughn and the Rams. And let's hope it's going to be a sweep of a doubleheader here at Lynn, because St. Mary's has got a huge game for the division championship coming up next against Brighton. But for now, we're going to celebrate Lynn Classical in overtime, 26-20 over Peabody. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.